obviously your body needs oxygen, right? You need it in your mitochondria. Without it, you will die.
Right.
However, life evolved at very low oxygen concentrations, right?
Okay.
So your body is not used to high oxygen concentrations.
Okay.
And your stem cells live in very hypoxic conditions, and they like very hypoxic conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you flood stem cells with high oxygen, you will kill them.
Oh. Hi, and welcome to Transparent with Tina, a holistic approach for mental, physical, and spiritual well being so you can become the best version of yourself. Hi, and welcome to Transparent with Tina. I am your host, Tina Marks. So, what if growing older doesn't have to mean losing your energy, your vitality, or your sharp mind? And what if science is finally catching up to what's possible? Today's guest is one of the most influential voices in the longevity space. She's a physician, cell biologist, and the creator of the Kaufmann Protocol, a groundbreaking approach that helps people understand and address the root causes of aging at the cellular level. For decades, she's been studying what actually drives the aging process and how we can optimize not just the lifespan, but health span, the years we spend feeling strong, vibrant, and fully alive. If you've ever wondered whether aging is something that happens to you or something that you can actively influence, this conversation may change the way you think about your future. Welcome, Sandra Kaufmann.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get into this because this is one of my favorite topics. It really is. I've got a lot of questions for you, so we're just going to get right into it.
Bring it
Uh,
on.
so most people think that aging is inevitable. What's the biggest misconception society has about aging today?
Oh gosh, well, there's so many of them.
Mm,
Um, so what's really humorous is when I started doing this, people didn't understand the difference between a health span and a lifespan.
yeah,
And I
I
think, and
kind of took a second look at that too.
right,
Yeah.
and I think that is crucial as a baseline because health span is how long can you be as healthy as possible?
Yes.
And that's really what's important, right?
Yes.
Your lifespan, I mean, you could be 120, but if you're decrepit and you're brain dead and you're trached or whatever it is, that's just misery, right?
A-
That's not what we want. So,
absolutely.
so one of the excuse me, big confusions that people have is when I say longevity, they just don't want it because it sounds miserable, right?
Mm,
So
hmm.
as a consequence, I always like to start with the idea that you can improve your health span, and that is an easier message to understand.
Basically, it's the quality of your life. Doesn't
Of
matter.
course.
Like I'm not attached to a number. My brother is. He thinks he's going to live to 150. And I said, well, if you have a great quality of life, that's great. But if not, and also like everybody you know is going to be dead. But that's my
That is
response to
true.
that. I don't know, but he's just really attached to that. So if you could erase one belief that is keeping people unhealthy and aging faster, what would that be?
That they don't have a say in it.
Okay. Expand on that.
People assume that things are just going to happen to themselves and
Mm.
there's nothing you can do, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as an example, um, everyone assumes that with time you're going to need reading glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's just an
Mm-hmm.
assumption. And I
Mm-hmm.
always ask people, how's your vision? Oh, they're fine. It's fine. But I need reading glasses. Well, I'm like, well, then it's not fine, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, people assume that it's inevitable, and it's not. Vision goes for very particular cellular reasons, and you can significantly decelerate that.
Talk
Not,
to me. Talk to me. I had perfect vision my whole life. And I'm telling you, in the last couple of years, now I need it for distance. If I take these off, I wouldn't be able to tell who you were. That's how fuzzy you would be. There's
right.
in the gym, I can't even like everybody looks fuzzy. So tell me more about that.
Well, so eyes are just like everything else, right? We're made out of cells, and cells age in very particular categories,
Hmm.
and you can slow it down. I use 5 different eye drops a day to do
You
different
do?
things. I do. But I have perfect vision and I'm old, right? So,
Older. You're not old.
well, I'm 57, right? So
That's
most people by now they're passing the reading glasses, around at dinner to read the menu sort of deal.
hmm
Um, And I don't have to do that. I don't need glasses for anything.
Well, I'm 63 and this is when this happened. Like, and they keep saying, did all the time. No, it's just, your
It's just
age. It's
aging,
just your
right?
age. And you know what? It didn't resonate with me. I have to be honest with you because every other part of like my body and it's just, this is okay. When we're done with this, I'm going to get more information on
Yeah,
what
yeah,
these eye
of
drops
course.
are.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
So that
But
is really good to hear. I've never heard that
that
one.
is but that's one of those misconceptions. Oh, it's just
Mhm.
age. Like your hair thins,
Right.
right? Your vision isn't as good. Maybe you don't have as much energy. Maybe your joints hurt a little bit
Joints
more.
hurt, or now you need a knee operation, or you need this, and you're bone on bone. And but why? What's the root cause, right?
Mhm. Right. And everyone says, oh, it's just age. And it's not. It's not just age, it's cellular dysfunction.
Yes.
And everyone has it. And everyone has different types of cellular dysfunction depending on your lifestyle, your genetics, etc. But you can significantly decelerate all of the processes if you want to.
Okay, so there's all this talk about the peptides, and I'm on many of them. I'm on NAD. That was a question I had for you too.
So
I can't.
NAD by definition is not a peptide. Let's just say that
Oh,
out
it's
front.
not.
No,
Okay. Or NMN,
no, not a peptide.
not a peptide. Do you take either of those?
Of course I do,
Do you,
but they're not
which one?
peptide.
Which one do you take? Or do you take both?
So NAD is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. It is
Right.
a large molecule that you need for four different reasons in your mitochondria to make energy, and you use it as a cofactor for 500 different reactions around your cell,
Mm-hmm.
right? As you get older, you don't make as much
Right.
and you require more.
Right.
That's just the way that it is. And if you have any inflammatory diseases, you eat through it more quickly. So, absolutely, anyone over 40 should absolutely be on some form of NAD supplementation. The question then is, well, how much and what, right?
Yes.
So, you can't really eat or take as an oral form NAD. They're working on liposomal forms, but it's not very efficacious. So the precursors, which are NMN and NR, are actually pretty darn good. They really are. They're quite good.
So
Um,
that's better to take than the NAD in a capsule form, the NMN.
Depending on the brand, I would say yes. I mean, there are some that are maybe. So here's the problem. NAD needs a receptor to get into a cell. The only cells that actually have NAD receptors are your neurons.
Okay.
Right? So you have to get them into precursor form to get them into your cells anyway, right? And
Right.
NAD in general doesn't make it through the gastrointestinal tract intact. In fact, very little does, because the other thing that's happening here is the bugs in your gut, your microbiome, consume everything before you do anyway. So they're going to take in all of these things, metabolize them, and you're going to inherit the metabolites of your gut, right? That's
Hmm.
just what happens.
Okay.
Either way, you are going to be taking in NAD precursors, which is what you want. They will go into your individual cells and they will turn into NAD, and
Mhm.
that is a good thing,
And that's the
right?
NMN.
Right. So NMN or NR. So NR is nicotinamide riboside, and NMN is nicotinamide mononucleotide. And these are both, you would find them normally in your body anyway. These are endogenous substances. We are just augmenting them because we're trying to encourage our bodies to make more NAD, and we do. So that
Right.
works,
Right.
right?
And
The
I
only thing
chat you.
that
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the only thing I would caution people against are the infusions because,
That
and
intravenously.
correct, IM or sub Q, fantastic, that works.
What is that?
Um,
Say that again. What is
if
that?
you just inject it like not too deep, like either intramuscular, which is IM or sub Q,
Hmm.
that's fine, right? That is
Okay.
absolutely fine. If you put it in a vein, so
Yeah.
go in for one of these fancy schmancy drips,
Right.
it is too much NAD at one time, and it's actually can become kind of toxic. So
That's probably
unless
why,
you,
because a friend of mine did that and she said she felt horrible.
it's terrible for you. The only condition where it's actually probably beneficial is like traumatic brain injury or some
Okay.
sort of neurologic problem. But for everybody else just trying not to age, you have to do it every day in small aliquots consistently.
Okay. And that's with a little needle or something?
Well, you could if you inject it with a needle, it's fine, or you just take the precursors orally. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, so the only thing that I'm taking the wrong one. I'm taking the NAD orally, but I should be taking the NN orally.
Well, you could take it. So I vacillate. Some tissues like NMN better, some tissues like NR. It doesn't really make that much difference.
So I'm wasting my money. And this is what I'm finding out. It's like, first of all, I mean, I was on with somebody else, and you've got the brand is so important because there's so many fillers in most of this stuff. So you have to really go on there and look at the ratings and everything. But I've been on Qualia
Mhm.
NAD plus and wasting my money, obviously.
Qualia is a good brand. I do like them.
Yeah.
On the other hand, many studies have shown that it's really hard to just ingest NAD plus.
Hmm.
So read the label. It may be in the back because Rev Genetics used to do this. It said NAD plus. When you read the fine print, it actually said this is NMN, and you're like, oh, okay. I'd rather have it be NMN.
Oh,
So
okay.
just
Okay.
read carefully because
Okay.
Qualia does tend to be a very good quality brand.
Well, yeah. I mean, Dave Asprey, who I've had on the show, you know who he is, right?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I know Dave very well.
Yeah.
And he's a smart guy and he's a bit nuts. But remember that he also makes all of his money selling products. I mean,
That's true, but because he spent $2 million biohacking his own body, you would think that he would be promoting. That's the part that really gets me.
yeah.
It's like
Well, yeah, I don't
if you're
promote a
getting
damn
paid for
thing.
this,
So,
I mean, I do. I have brands too that I collaborate with, but I am not going to promote a brand. A, if I'm not using it, and B, if I don't think it's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So.
no, I know. And quality is I know the people that make it. It's a good quality brand. I
Yeah,
will.
I'm
But
thinking
Dave is a lunatic, just as a side note.
Okay. So you created the 7 tenets of aging. Can you explain them in a way that a teenager could understand?
Yes. The big categories, and you can think of this sort of like as a factory, and that makes the analogy a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
So category one is your DNA. This is the instruction manual for your cells, right? And it's
Okay.
also like if you had a factory, it's all the how-to manuals,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Then it two would be mitochondria. And
Okay.
this is your energy production. Fails for many reasons. And again, back to your factory, if you don't have any energy, you're not going to be making your widgets,
Right.
right?
Right.
Tenet three is going to be all of the pathways that go on within your cell. And these
Mm.
are extremely important. They're messages that come from your genes to make proteins to affect change. And they start going down by the time you're 35, 40, right? And these
Okay.
pathways would be the equivalent of, standard things in a factory, like, how do you make a shoe? Yeah, you do this, you do this, you do this, right? And then the end, you get your product. Let's see. So four is what I call quality control.
Okay.
And this is because you have a lot of DNA errors. And this number just freaks me out, so I like to share it. You have 10 to the fifth DNA errors per cell per day, right? And if you don't fix them, things go
Wow.
wrong.
Is that
10,
after a certain age or is that
no,
from
all
birth?
the time. All the time.
Wow. Oh,
10.
okay.
It's the environment, it's the food, it's oxidative stress, it's a gazillion things. And your body has five DNA repair mechanisms to fix it, but as you get older, they don't work as well,
Right.
right? So that's a problem. In this category, also, if this was a factory, things go wrong with the actual product, and that would be your proteins. So we have something called proteostasis that keeps proteins sort of doing what they're supposed to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So that would be quality control. Five is your immune system that becomes your inflammatory system over time, right?
Yes.
When you are
Yes.
young, you can ward off infection, you can do all sorts of wonderful things. When you're old, all you do is you become inflamed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Inflammation causes a lot of disease. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty terrible.
Right. My gut doctor says you don't die of old age, you die of inflammation.
Well, that's partially true, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's number five, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you don't control your inflammation, you will in fact be blooming miserable. You will
Mm-hmm.
get all of the itises, right? Arthritis, nephritis, all,
Yes.
all, all of them. Let's see. So the next one is what I call individual cell requirements. And this is the understanding that you have to be really good to your stem cells. You have to get rid of your senescent cells. And the understanding that a kidney cell has different requirements than a brain cell or a red cell. So this is a very specific category.
Isn't there a supplement called Sentiness? Because Qualia, I was taking one of those too. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Uh-huh.
Should I be taking that?
So there are innumerable ways, sort of, to get rid of senescent cells, and they're called senolytics because lytic means to kill. So they're
Right.
killing
That's what
senescent
it's
cells.
called, Senolytic.
There's something called the DQ protocol. So it's quercetin and dasatinib is actually a chemotherapy agent. Um, Qualia, I think, is either, I forget if it's fisetin or if it's quercetin. But those are two natural agents that are actually pretty good at getting rid of senescent cells.
Wait a
Um,
minute, wait a minute. Is that the same thing as quercetin?
yes,
Querc?
yes, people pronounce it in many different ways.
And I take that with bromine or bol. So that does what
That
you're talking.
helps. That
Oh,
helps.
it does.
You have to take it in reasonably high doses, and
Okay.
we tend to use senolytics probably in high dose once a month or once every other month.
Okay.
But remember that all senescent cells are not the same. So you may be killing off some subpopulation of them. So what I do is I use different therapies and I rotate them. So I'll use fisetin and then I'll use quercetin and then I'll use dinesitib and roxythromycin. And just while we're talking about it, and I don't want to talk over anyone's head, but there's a drug class called the flozins. It's a diabetic drug. They're sodium glucose reuptake inhibitors. And Jardiance is like the popular one right now.
Yeah, I've heard that. Well,
But it's a senolytic. And
Oh,
so
okay.
you get to lower your blood glucose and you get rid of senescent cells. So I think it's a brilliant
Hey
twofer.
guys, okay, let's talk skincare. For most of my adult life, I had a hate relationship with my skin. I struggled with adult acne, discoloration, large pores, psoriasis, and fine lines. I swear, all that changed when I started using herbal face food. I mean, this stuff is powerful. We're talking the world's most potent antioxidant and anti-blemish formula, and the serum is the number one anti-aging serum in the world, made entirely from 100% botanical plants. No chemicals, no synthetics, 100% all natural. Whether you're dealing with fine lines, dark spots, sun damage, rosacea, psoriasis, melasma, or just want that all day healthy glow, Herbal Face Food has your skin covered. Literally. I've been using all their products for 3 years now, and let me tell you, it's like green juice for your face, only stronger. Remember, whatever you put on your skin goes in your body. So, this is a really important point here, seeing that it's 100% all natural. Give it a try. It's got a 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. You can check them out at herbalfacefood.com. Use promo code TINA20 for 20% off your entire order. That's herbalfacefood.com because your skin deserves
I
the
think it's a
best.
brilliant twofer.
What was my brother telling me? He says you really need to circulate your supplements. I mean, and go on them and go off them. Look, I'm pretty knowledgeable about this, but I'm feeling like right now that I'm not knowledgeable at all. I mean, I'm more confused than ever in this conversation now.
I am so sorry.
No, I mean, no, you're doing a great job and you're opening my eyes, but it's just like, I I guess that's why we're having this conversation, right? I mean, because and then you can be doing double of things too, right? Okay. All right, keep going.
Okay, so the last
I'm done with my
category,
week.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
No, go
is
ahead.
waste management. And this is mostly issues with glucose. And it's not always glucose, it's reducing sugars. But glucose causes something called AGEs, advanced glycation end products, and it destroys your tissue over time. So controlling your sugar levels is extraordinarily important.
Okay.
Anyway, and the other thing that cells do in terms of waste management is the accumulation of something called lipofuscin, but
What kind
it's
of
a detail.
symptoms would you get if you weren't controlling your sugar too much? That you were just talking about. Like what would be some of the symptoms if you know if
Well, I
you
mean, if you extrapolate it out, it becomes diabetes, right? So
right?
if anyone is diagnosed as pre-diabetic,
Oh,
you're
I
not going
see.
to feel anything. But
Okay.
I have a theory that everyone is pre-diabetic because
Mm.
it is simply the speed at which or the magnitude at which that you are accumulating AGEs in your skin and around your body. And if
Mm.
you are diabetic, you're going to do it faster. And if you're not, you'll do it way less. And we measure this by hemoglobin A1C, which gives you a 3-month snapshot. It's basically these AGEs, glycation sticking to red blood cells. So that's one of the things we measure. But it sticks to lots of stuff. It sticks to your collagen. It's why skin droops over time. It's why one of the reasons that your bone becomes frail over time. It's one of the reasons that your vision goes. It has all sorts of implications.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
I think I need to look into that though. I mean, you do have the vision thing. I think everybody should be tested for that then, right?
Well, I go with the word, yeah. I mean, the answer is yes. Everyone should be tested. I'm a bit of an aggressive longevity physician, so I give all of my patients some sort of glucose control mechanism.
Oh, you do? Okay. All,
Absolutely.
all right. Which of the seven aging pathways do you believe people overlook the most?
Oh gosh. I think that people don't even know that they exist.
I agree.
Like I think they're all overlooked, with the exception of maybe glucose and inflammation. Everyone else just, they stare at me with blank stares when I list these things, but I think they're all extraordinarily important.
Well, because
As
you're not finding them in the mainstream media.
no, because every time I try to put them in the mainstream media, people tell me that they're too complicated. So, like as an example, in pathways, there's a group of enzymes called sirtuins,
Mm-hmm.
and there's 7 of them in mammals, and they're like on-off switches around your body, and they control all cellular homeostasis. So by the time you are 35 to 40, they just shut off. And this is what destroys your circadian rhythms. This is what gives you belly fat as you get older. This is what increases oxidative stress. All you have to do is activate your sirtuins, and you do so much better
How do you do that?
by over-the-counter supplements. So one is mostly resveratrol, which comes from red wine, or
Right.
pterosalbine, right?
Okay. I used to take
Um,
that and I stopped taking that.
Right.
So
Well, and these are not things anyone's ever really going to feel. You're not going to feel it from yesterday to today. It's
yeah,
just over a long
prevented
time.
it. It's like prevented it. Yes. Yeah. And a
Exactly.
lot of people say, do you feel any different? I'm like, do I feel different? No, I feel good. I feel good. I don't feel like, I don't have any aches or pains or, I mean, I feel like I'm in better shape than I was when I was in my 40s. I don't know, so that's obviously something is definitely working. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
So resveratrol, and then what were you going to say?
Oh, so finishing up that thought process. So sirtuins 1, 3, and 6 tend to be most important with aging.
Okay.
Um, 3 is controls your mitochondria, and the big one in that category is something called dihydromericitin. And if
Is
you're
there a shorter, is that what you would look
DMA,
for if you were, huh?
so it's di hydro as in water, my rice tin. And you'll see it as a cure for hangovers on Amazon.
Interesting. Okay.
Because because alcohol destroys mitochondria. And so if you upregulate your mitochondria, you recover from a hangover faster. That's like
Well,
real science for the real world.
I've always heard of activated charcoal for that.
Charcoal just absorbs stuff from your stomach.
Oh, I thought it eliminated toxins. Okay, so I got
Well,
that
it's
wrong.
going to absorb stuff in you don't
Oh, so
actually
it
digest
absorbs it, so it will
charcoal.
eliminate it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes, but it doesn't get into your body. It just stays in your gut.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then is there another one?
So 6 is comes from seaweed. It's called fucodan.
Okay.
So if you were to activate all of your sirtuins and then you need NAD as a cofactor, you will feel amazing.
I have seaweed almost every single day.
Well, there you go.
Kelp, the granule ones, it's as a salt substitute, or I'm doing the nori, making a salmon salad. So I do that every day. And it's also a great source of iodine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm doing one of these.
You are doing great.
Well, thank you.
But
I
no,
did. Like, I
but
was getting a little nervous there.
no, 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 you're doing good. But what's so funny? So the other thing I think your people sort of need to understand, and this is I think it's a huge take-home message, is that I think of all of this stuff, medical care, in three tiers. Like tier one is what most of people do. It's Western medicine. We wait for you to get a disease and then we treat it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
High blood pressure, menopause,
Doesn't
appendicitis.
get rid of it.
No, it's just we're
It just,
treating it,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right. Tier two is more functional medicine. They test
Hmm.
for more things. Maybe you do a toxin washout or whatever the hell it is, right?
Uh-huh.
Longevity medicine, which is the world in which I live, we know what's coming down the pike, right? We know that DNA damage is going to lead to disease and cancer. We know that oxidative stress is going to cause you to get atherosclerosis. Therefore, let's prevent it before anything happens.
Exactly.
That is longevity medicine. And so when people say,
Ah,
well, what did you feel? The answer is I feel nothing but I don't feel bad because I never got any diseases that everybody else did.
I see. Yes. Yes. That's how I feel.
Exactly. So you're
Yes.
obviously on the right path.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that too, because I don't think I've ever met a longevity physician or expert. I mean, it's always functional or integrative. That's most of the doctors that I've spoken to. Okay, that's amazing. So if let's see, if someone only focused on one aspect of slowing aging, where would you tell them to start?
Oof. That would depend on how old you were and what your family history was,
Okay. All right.
right? So if
Right.
everyone in your family has a problem, I'd fix that first.
Right, exactly. Okay. And what are some longevity trends that sound promising but don't hold up scientifically?
Hyperbarics.
Really?
Oh, I hate hyperbarics
Why?
because so high oxygen, right? Well, let's get back to the basics. You're obviously your body needs oxygen, right? You need it in your mitochondria. Without it, you will die.
Right.
However, life evolved at very low oxygen concentrations, right?
Okay.
So your body is not used to high oxygen concentrations.
Okay.
And your stem cells live in very hypoxic conditions, and they like very hypoxic conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you flood stem cells with high oxygen, you will kill them.
Oh,
So that's not so good,
no,
right?
not good at all.
Not good at all. Um, so that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So hyperbarics are truly only good is if you have some sort of disease process whereby you can't get oxygen to a particular tissue,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you are
Right.
diabetic and your blood vessels are terrible,
Yeah.
by increasing the concentration, right, you'll get more further out into your distal periphery.
Or let's say you had a burn or something like that. So it's concentrated, it's going right to where it needs it.
Exactly.
But you were saying just to do it for preventative or something like that, it's not necessary and it could actually be harmful.
I think it'd actually be harmful. Yeah. And
Interesting. That makes sense.
what I choose to do for my patients is go with a mechanism whereby you can increase vascular supply to tissues without increasing the oxygen content.
So my doctor says that we don't die from old age, we die from inflammation. And I couldn't agree more. When I found him a couple of years ago, I was not in great shape. I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and he found out it was all related to my gut. Did you know that 90% of your dopamine and 90% of your serotonin are made in your gut? Okay. So I have been on all of his products ever since that day. But the ones that I want to talk to you about are the alkalizers. He's got one for coffee and he's got one for alcohol. What do? They make the beverage from acidic to alkaline, which is so important because if your body is too acidic, it is a breeding ground for disease. So you want to keep your body in an alkaline balance. So with the coffee, it comes either for black coffee or it comes flavored as a creamer. I love the flavored ones. Vanilla is my favorite, but I also love the hazelnut. They're all delicious. One scoop, and it does not break your fast for one. It changes your coffee from acidic to alkaline, which you don't have to feel guilty about drinking coffee anymore. And the one for alcohol does the same thing. 5 drops into any alcoholic beverage, and it will make it from acidic to alkaline, meaning no hangover. It doesn't change the taste, it doesn't change the color, and best of all, it doesn't change the buzz. You can still drink and enjoy yourself, all the while knowing that you're not causing inflammation in your body. So go to www.getoffyouracid.com and use the promo code Tina Marks
Content.
20. Okay.
So, for example, there's a class of drugs, the phosphodiesterase inhibitors, and people would know this as Cialis or Viagra, but there are a gazillion of them that don't necessarily have anything to do with sexual function, and it increases blood flow to the microcapillary system.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're getting your blood flow there, standard blood flow, standard oxygen levels, without having the risk of hypertoxicity from high oxygen.
Okay. That
Does that
makes
make
sense.
sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. What's the supplement everyone is talking about that you're least impressed by?
Ooh, creatine.
No, you're killing me today.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, tell me why.
I mean, it really helps. I mean, it's good for young people. I think it really helps. Like, it makes your muscles look amazing, right?
Oh, it does. Even
Oh yeah, it sort of
what,
bulks you up and you look all, buff and stuff.
but
And it does help a little
younger
bit of
or
brain.
any age? Do you think it works at any age?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it helps. It does. It
Yeah.
helps you be buff and it may help a little bit of brain function, but there's so many other things that do better. And you have to also understand my life perspective. I live by the 7 tenets of aging.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't fall into the categories of making you live longer and better, I don't really care. Like, I don't think that having big muscles will save you.
Well, I'm not looking for big muscles, but I will tell you, when I started intermittent fasting a couple years ago, um, I lost so much weight. I mean, I'm little anyway. I'm a size 0. I was like a size 0. I was 10 pounds, like, and with that, I lost all of my muscle tone. My skin was hanging. So I didn't know what to do. So that's why I went on it. I mean, obviously I got away from Pilates and I'm doing weight training instead because I'm like, this is ridiculous. So what would you say would be the best for muscle tone when you get older? Because what I've heard is that muscle tone is directly related to dementia or Alzheimer's. Low muscle tone can be. Do you agree with that?
No, 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 no. No, it's absolutely important to have muscle tone. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay. So what would
And
you
it, and
recommend for somebody like older
so,
for?
so to be perfectly honest, this is actually the one peptide set that I like because I think peptides are good for like I call it spot checking, spot
Okay.
welding, right?
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
They don't really help you age or not age and other things, but like they can help you make muscle, right?
Uh-huh.
So sesmorelin, tesmorelin, ipamorelin, I think those are exceptional at muscle development. And so I do that. But the other key is to pair it with appropriate exercise, right? And I
Yeah.
make all of my patients, we do cardiovascular and something for muscle development. And one of
Right.
my favorite ridiculous things that everyone makes fun of me about is the catalyst suit, the EMS suit. Do you know what that is?
EMF?
S.
No. No.
So have you ever like gone to like a PT person, they put the little electrodes on you and it helps like zaps your muscle.
Stimulates. Yeah. You're
But so
saying.
in terms of muscle,
Mm-hmm.
I like to pair, well, in terms of exercise, obviously cardiovascular was something for muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pair that, assuming someone's cells are optimized, and that has to come first before peptides come into the picture. But then I think the sesmorelin, epimorelin, tesmorelin, sort of that brand or that category is extraordinarily useful. But you have to pair the two together,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
right?
You're not going to get muscle tone just by taking a supplement. You have to like
You
work your
got to
muscle.
stimulate your muscle. And my favorite thing is this thing called an EMS suit.
That's what you were starting to say.
Yeah.
EMS suit. Okay. Tell us what that is.
So there are several brands that make it. I happen to own one that is called a Catalyst. And it is a suit, like has a jacket and shorts and these little armbands, and it's electrical. So it's you do an electrical stim basically while you are doing isometric exercises.
Hmm.
And I think it's amazing because it's extremely easy on the joints. You're not heaving like actual weights around. It's just isometric, but it's you crank it such that it's actually incredibly hard to do, body movements, pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, legs, blah, 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 blah. So,
Oh.
and it also takes like a 4-hour workout and condenses it into 20 minutes.
So you get the benefits of a 4-hour workout. It's almost like those machines that you have in plastic surgeon's office that like works your muscle to get a flatter stomach or whatever, and
Mhm.
you just lie there. It's similar to that then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
doing all of your muscles at the same time.
And you sell this on your website?
Oh, I don't sell anything. No, no,
Oh,
no. I just
oh,
use it.
oh, okay. That's the one you use. I thought you said you have it. Okay, you have
Well, I
it.
do have
Yes.
it. It's in my
Okay.
living room.
And that one's called what?
It's
Catalyst?
called a catalyst with a K.
The
And
Catalyst.
I no kickbacks, no nothing. I just think that it's an extremely useful tool to maintain muscle, especially if you travel a lot. And I do.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't have to look for a gym or anything else. You could just pack it. Oh,
Yep.
that's cool. Okay. So what supplement has exceeded your expectations the most?
Astaxanthin.
Yes, I just got on it. Okay.
Yes.
And
Cool.
you know what? It is now granted, I was hiking it 2 times this week and it's hotter than hell down here, but it does change your skin tone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and my nephew, my cousin actually introduced it to me, and he went through a lot of research to find, because once again, they're not all the same. So it's said to be one of the biggest antioxidants on the planet, right?
So it is one of the strongest lipid soluble antioxidants. Absolutely.
What's the
Um,
brand you take?
so the three places that you can get it from that are good are Hawaii, Japan, and Iceland. And I happen to use the Hawaii brand, and it's called BioAstin.
Bioastin?
Hmm.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
And
perfect.
the cool thing about being a lipid soluble versus a water soluble free radical scavenger, right? Because they come in both categories, is
Mm-hmm.
that when you ingest it, it travels around in your body in HDLs and LDLs.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big causes of atherosclerosis is oxidized lipid particles because your macrophages, which are part of your white cell system, recognize them as foreign and it sort
Mm-hmm.
of like eats it, embeds itself into your blood vessel and becomes a foam cell, and that's atherosclerosis. So if you can keep your LDLs and HDLs non-oxidized, your relative risk of cardiovascular disease goes down. So
Goes
that's
down.
cool item number one. Cool item number two is that it protects your DNA everywhere from DNA damage, and especially in your skin, right? So
Yeah.
anyone that's outside for any period of time should be on this, and it does. It blocks sunburn. You probably noticed that when you were hiking. Um,
Yeah. Well,
and
I
then,
don't usually, I'm pretty dark. I don't usually get, I mean, I just had a skin check and I don't have any problems with that. But at first, more fair people, I would think that would, yeah. I mean, I wear a
oh,
huge
it's
hat.
incredible.
Yeah.
And it also helps with vision.
Oh, it does?
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It hasn't. How long do you think it would take to, maybe I'm not
couple
talking,
months, couple
couple
months.
months. Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
been on, maybe I've been on a month.
Yeah,
Okay.
the xanthan family is pretty cool because the other ones that they sell for eyes are zeaxanthin, um, lutein, which is sort of related, and then the astaxanthin. So between the three of those, it really helps your vision.
Awesome. Okay, I love this. Okay. And then let's see, what are the three, I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this, the three longevity supplements you think provide the greatest return on investment? So one would be astaxanthin.
So I will tell you that there are four
Okay,
about that.
I'll take four.
Okay. So someone asked me this about, I don't know, 8 years ago. And I decided on five, but I think the fifth one is not as good. So the top four, I think for anyone over 40, would be pterostyl.
Never
It's
even heard of that.
it's PTERO stilbene. So it's related to resveratrol. They're molecular cousins.
Okay.
Comes
Can
from
you spell that for
blueberries.
me? P-T-E-R-O
R-O, stilbene, Stilbene.
B-E-N-E. Okay.
So it's a sirtuin 1 activator, and it does a whole lot of other things. It's a polyphenol, blah, blah, blah. Incredibly good for you.
Okay. And do you have a specific brand for that?
Not really.
Okay. Just look
No.
up. Okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Panacea. PA is astaxanthin. We talked about that. PAN, because it spells panacea, is the NAD precursor. And we talked about that earlier. And
Okay.
then the C is going to be curcumin for the
Do that every
inflammation.
day.
And the
And
key,
turmeric.
well, so here's the key. Turmeric is like the
Like
root.
sister. Is
No,
that
it's
no?
the root.
It's the
Okay,
root. Okay. Yeah.
right? Somewhere between 2 and 5% of that root is curcumin.
Okay.
Curcumin's bioavailability, meaning how much gets into your body and is useful, is abysmally low.
Mm-hmm.
So taking or eating turmeric or curcumin by itself tastes great, doesn't really do a whole lot. So you have to be really particular in the brand to make sure that it's bioavailable. 15 years ago, they started mixing pepper with this,
Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
is very old technology.
Really?
Oh yeah. Now, my favorite is from a company called Rev Genetics, and they put it in something called a nanomycel, and it's the most bioavailable curcumin that I know of on the market.
Hey, real quick, let's talk about something we all deal with, but never really think about. Electromagnetic radiation. Yeah, EMF. It's everywhere from our phones, laptops, Wi-Fi routers, even our smart fit fridges. And no, I'm not saying ditch your tech. I mean, who could? But I am saying you can protect yourself from unnecessary exposure with Aries Tech. Backed by peer-reviewed studies and independent testing, Aries Tech makes compact, science-backed EMF modulation devices that help reduce the effects of electromagnetic radiation on your body. Rather than blocking the EMFs, Aries Tech's products work with your own body's electromagnetic field to balance out the effect. Yes, you heard that right. Our body is made up of energy, and this works with your own energy to balance out the effects. I've got one around my neck, one on my phone, and one in my living room. And honestly, it gives me peace of mind knowing I'm doing something small that can make a big difference over time. So whether you're working from home, gaming for hours, or just scrolling your feed in bed, protect your space. Check them out at ariestech.com and use the code TINA25 for 25% off your order. That's AIRES tech.com because your body deserves
On the
better.
market.
It's a capsule.
Yeah.
So,
But they get mushed and then it's a soupy goo inside. I mean, so if you break it, it is a mess.
okay.
But yes, amazing.
So this is what I do every morning. And again, I think sounds like it's a waste. So I do water. This is later on in the day. I do something different, but water, lemon, sea salt, organic cumin powder, organic turmeric, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. So they not doing much
Sounds
and garlic.
sounds like you're safe from vampires.
Huh?
Is that
I told this to somebody and they're like, that's a lot of heat.
yeah? So it's just the problem with these things is they're just not very bioavailable. I mean,
What does that mean? You
your
said that again.
water is good. You're not going to get scurvy. That's useful. It's going to taste incredibly spicy,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Oh, and ginger. I put ginger in there too.
So ginger has some good molecules in it. But again, you have to eat a lot of this stuff. Like as an example, I calculated so for pterostyl comes from blueberries.
I
I
love blue.
calculated to get an appropriate dose, you had to eat 3 gallons of blueberries a day.
Wow.
You just can't do. I calculated for fisetin, it was like 1.5 to 2 gallons of
Because I
strawberries a
had
day.
somebody on, she was a functional integrative doctor. And she goes, you don't really want to do supplements. You want to eat You want to eat your supplements, like eat it isn't
I
easy.
think I think that that's not true.
It,
And this is why I'm not a functional medicine person because I think that's
yeah,
not true.
right.
I
Because you'd have to eat too much of it. That's exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
I live and breathe by the world of molecules and cells.
Right.
And I
Okay.
don't really care if a molecule was made in a lab or if it was grown on a bush. I
Yeah.
really don't. It's the
Right.
same molecule.
Right.
And if you need more of it, take more of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly. What are the habits you see in people who remain vibrant in their 80s and their 90s?
Activity,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
just
that is the
activity.
most important thing. Just move your body, right?
So
Okay.
here's a good example. My dad is a retired physician. He's 85 now, and he lives with his girlfriend who's 85, but she owns a horse farm. So my dad is the stable boy.
No, really,
Oh
that's
yeah.
fantastic. I'd love that.
He twice a day takes hours. He's out there. They have 25 horses, mucking the
Mucking all the
stalls,
stalls. Yeah.
putting in the hay, feeding the horses, moving them from pasture to pasture. That's what he does, right? And then
Wow.
he's been playing tennis every week since he was, I don't know, 40. So 40 years later. And he plays with his cronies that are all in their 80s, I guess. Maybe there are a few that are younger. And he was whining the other day that he wasn't getting enough exercise. So he started running laps around the tennis court after he plays.
Oh my gosh. And I understand my brother plays a lot of tennis. I grew up playing tennis and I play more pickleball now, but that's supposed to be like the number one sport for longevity is
Yeah,
tennis. Probably
I think it
based
is.
on a lot of things, probably eye hand coordination, just the active part of it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I want to just ask you a couple more. What breakthroughs in longevity science are you most excited about right now?
Oh gosh. So I'm obsessed with exosomes.
Exosomes. Okay, tell us about that.
So exosomes, so this is incredibly cool. Um, every cell everywhere, especially in your body, communicate with other cells in your body by releasing chemical messengers,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it can release a molecule like a histamine or a protamine or something, right? Or it can release a package of molecules.
Okay.
And they come in various sizes and they come from various pieces and parts of your cell, but a particular kind is called an exosome. Exo meaning out of the cell, out of the
Mm-hmm.
body, exosome.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool is once upon a time, scientists thought that this was like garbage, right? The cell's just dumping its garbage. But
Mm-hmm.
it turns out that it's a communication device. So one cell is trying to tell another cell like what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you get exosomes from very young, healthy tissues and you borrow them and you put them in your tissues will become young and healthy.
Wow.
Oh, yes. So this
So
is really
how
cool.
did they do that?
Well, so there's a variety of companies right now, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. But if you use perifetal tissues, so you take a healthy mother, she gives birth, and then you either take the placenta, the cord, or the amniotic fluid,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And you can go into these tissues and take out the stem cells,
Mm-hmm.
and you can put those in a culture, right? And it will put off exosomes. And within each of those little bubbles or lipid circles, there's probably about 200 to 250 growth factors, cytokinins, messenger RNAs, all sorts of things that would tell a baby to be a healthy baby, right?
Right,
So
right.
so we take these, they freeze them and they ship it to a practitioner, i.e. me and a gazillion others, right? And we inject them into people, and you get younger.
How often do you do it?
I personally do it every month. Um,
One time a month.
mhm.
And it's a shot.
So you can do it. So if you're trying to fix a tissue, so for example, I have a lot of balding men and we're making their hair better. I do faces and people's complexions look better. I do shoulders, I do knees, I do back pain. I can put it specifically where you want
Oh,
a
I
tissue to
see.
improve.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Or if you want your whole body to get younger, I'll
yeah.
put it in a vein and it goes everywhere.
Uh-huh. Is it painful?
So no, not at all. Not
Okay.
at all.
How much does something like that cost?
So it can be pricey depending on where you go. Um, my lowest cost for what I call one aliquot is about 900 bucks. Um, it can be up to 5, 6,000 depending on
Oh
where
my,
you go, what you
for one
get.
shot?
Well, it's not a shot, it's like an IV.
Okay, like
But
an
it
IV.
can be. So we sell it. So I do this in my clinic, and I run this thing called Club Exosome.
Mm-hmm.
Exosomes are hard to get. Not too many people know what they are. Most physicians are like, oh my God, I can't, whatever. They either won't do it, can't do it, et cetera. It's not FDA approved for anything. So,
Right,
buyer beware.
right.
But there's never been a true complication with exosomes. They're
Wow.
extraordinarily safe. So I injected a friend of mine several years ago. He was an ex-Olympic gymnast and he was beat to shit. I mean, like,
Right.
and I started taking care of him. He's like, this is amazing. Can we do my friends and family? And it turned into this thing called Club Exosome. So quarterly, all of these people fly into Vegas and we have a little gathering and we inject people and they all chat about longevity. Um, and it's just a thing that we do now.
Okay, so anybody can join that?
Anyone can join.
And is it the same price?
Yeah. So we just do it by aliquots.
What does that mean?
So all the different exosome companies say, oh, I have 14 billion per cc or I have 25 billion per cc. And there's all this discrepancy about what concentration is important or necessary or this or that. So what my partner Steve and I do is when we bring a new company of exosomes into our practice, um, we try to figure out what is the lowest amount that has some sort of clinical effect.
Okay. Yeah.
And we call that an aliquot. We just
Mm-hmm.
stole the word, right? So if you're a healthy young person, one aliquot is probably fine,
Mm-hmm.
right? If
Okay.
you're a big 300-pound dude and both shoulders are killing you and your knee and you're this and you're that, you probably need a little bit more.
Yeah.
So how much you need is a conversation between your practitioner, in this case,
Right.
me, and the patient to determine exactly what you're trying to get out of this. But for people that are going to just do it consistently, it's usually 1 to 2. And it's just constant. And once you're used to doing it, number one, your body gets used to it and you just feel better and better and better and better. And it's one of those deals that you don't feel anything when you do it, you feel crappy when you don't do it.
I see. Okay. So you're going to be committed.
Oh, people,
You're going to
yeah.
be committed because you don't want to go back to feeling like crap again, right?
Yeah.
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 So
Uh,
what is that what kind of club? What's the club called? And how often do you do this and go to Vegas and do this?
So it's called Club Exosome,
How do you spell exosome? Uh-huh.
Exosome.
Okay.
And we do it 4 times a year.
Okay.
And actually, we just did it last weekend.
So when's the
So it would
next
have
one?
been June. So the next one will be either late August or early September. We're working on a date. So if you go to the website, Club Exosome, in a few days, there'll be a date posted. We were going to
Okay,
check
so
to make
this isn't
sure.
on your website then.
No, it's a different website.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And then also, how does somebody work with you? Where are you located?
So I'm located in many places. I see patients in Miami. I
Okay.
see patients in Las Vegas. I see people a lot online because I do a lot of international clients.
Okay, so somebody can work with you
Of
online.
course, of course.
Oh, fantastic. So what you would just do certain tests or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what we do is it goes through my assistant, and we send forms and medical history and labs and blah 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 blah. And then we have a Zoom and we discuss aging concerns, problems. It's a full medical conversation, and then we come up with a protocol.
Awesome. Okay, I love that. All right. So what would be the best way for people to reach you?
So my clinical website is Kaufmann Longevity.
And Kaufman is with two F's and two N's. So it's
So
K A
close.
U.
One F, two N's.
Oh, one F. I had it spelled with two.
That's okay.
Kaufmann. And
Mhm.
it's Sandra, Sandra. And that's just Sandra Kaufman. What did you say it was Kaufman what?
So the website is Kaufmann Longevity,
Longevity. Okay, that's it.
and all the emails come to me.
I mean,
And
if you
that's
just
if you
chat
want to.
GBT you, it'll come up too. That's how I
Oh
found
yeah. Oh my gosh. If you put my name in I'm everywhere. It's
it. Yeah,
painful.
you are. You
I
are.
am.
This
I
has
can't
been
lie about anything because I'm all over the damn internet. It's sad.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just so happy that we had this conversation. I'm just trying to think if there's any other thing. We've covered a lot today. We definitely have. So, any last words? Anything that somebody can do like right now to what would be one small step that somebody could take today to
Oh
improve
gosh,
their
I guess
their
it
quality of life?
depends. Yeah, no, it depends on the audience. Whatever you're doing, just do a whiff more, right? If you're a
Mhm.
couch potato, get off the couch.
Right.
Right.
And
Um,
then foods, right? Obviously, get to know your foods, organic foods. I mean, I never don't do
oh
organic
yeah.
or
So
grass fed or
I do.
I have one
I like.
question. I do have one
Yeah,
question for you.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think of the carnivore diet?
I think it's ridiculous.
Oh, good. I'm going to tell my friend that because she's on it, and I'm like, I don't think I, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm very conservative when it comes to diet. I think that moderation is the way to go
I agree.
because you get nutrients from every little category, and so whatever you're ruling out,
Right.
you're missing, right? So a
Right.
carnivore diet only is honestly, you're going to miss a hell of a lot of stuff, and you're going to be iron toxic because everyone, with the exception of menstruating women, we're iron toxic. Well, I'm not because I donate blood because iron, right,
Oh,
is
because
which
you're
is in most
eating the
meat.
blood of the animal.
Yes, you are. And
Oh,
your body has no natural way to get rid of iron.
doesn't have a natural way to get rid of it?
No.
Oh my
So
gosh.
no.
So
So
what
you
would that result in, like worst case scenario, if you're iron toxic?
massive oxidative stress as you get older.
I got to tell her not to do that.
So even if you measure the amount of iron in your bloodstream, it does not, repeat, does not reflect the amount of iron in your body because it stores in your brain, it stores in your
Mm.
liver, it stores in your muscle and your bone. Why?
So you're
Because
going to actually age faster doing
a
a carb.
thousand percent, 1000%.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
So
think
I tell so if you're a woman and you're still menstruating, you're golden because that's how you're getting rid of blood,
she's
right?
not.
So 5 years out, you're going to start becoming toxic. And men, they've never menstruated. So unless they're in a lot of fistfights, they're hosed. They are massively iron toxic.
God, I didn't know that your body. Wow, am I glad I had that last question for you because I was really
Yeah, just don't ask me anything else because I could probably keep going for hours.
We're trying to keep this. I was trying to keep this to a half an hour, but no, that didn't happen. But that's okay. All right. Well, I think we've. I love this conversation, and Sandra, I'm going to. So you see that like the best way to make an appointment with you is to go to your website,
Yep,
right? And then you fill out a form, and we go from there. Okay, perfect.
correct.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I learned a lot. Man, that was amazing. So
Good.
thank you. And thank you all for joining us. I'm sure that you guys got a lot of information out of this. I know that I did. And well, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. And thank you for joining us, Sandra.
My pleasure. Thank you.